start it? Yeah, that's maybe why. Haha. I think we have cleverly figured out why YouTube wasn't working. I hadn't started the stream yet. I am so smart. I guess I should put all these in a playlist at some point. Are you still there, Blueberry? Anyways. There we go. We're at the three corners. I'll figure it out. Yeah. Let's see. All three are up and operational. Up and operational. Up and operational. Da da da. Yay. I've gotten... I know this is boring. I bore myself talking about this stuff. Oh, I'm a monster. I'd like to just... Anyways. How's everybody doing? It was cold. It's still kind of cold out, but it should be getting warm tomorrow. Which would be nice. God, I'm hungry. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope this... How's every nanowrimo going for people? Hopefully good. Still not really sure what I'm doing. I'm just kind of pursuing, which is not really good. I should have a project in mind, but but we'll see. We will see. Oh, right. One more thing. One more place. Oh, right. There's a whole back end. There's a whole second thing I do to post. Oh, right. Yeah. Right. I haven't posted. I haven't posted on the YouTube, or I haven't posted in the Discord. I don't know how useful that is, but... Serious question: do people actually go click the Discord links? Because I always... oh, darn it. I should just get this automatically set up. I know, but I think it's irritating if there's like 3 or 4 all at once. So I just want it to go like just one mega post where everybody can see everything. post it on YouTube. I guess Instagram now. Or... God, I'm so boring. Anyways, see, I have like 4 or 5 places that I have to post now. I know. Where's my parade, huh? Where are the people who love me? Hey! Welcome! And Chili, hey! Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support. Hey, Chili, how's it going? Thank you so much for the support. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. How's it going, Chill? As good as you can be. I'm just posting this to my various socials. Give me just 1 second, and we'll get started. So tell Chill, what's your book about? If you want to talk about it, you don't have to. National Novel Writing Month. Anyways. Oh, that's interesting. Sorry. National Novel Writing Month, and we're all gonna die. One second. I'm being very boring right now. I'm sorry. See, I don't usually. That sounds really cool. Okay. There we go. Post. Okay. There we go. Oh, Lotus Die! It's National Novel Writing Month, Lotus. Sorry, my goodness, I was being very boring there. Very boring there. I should have finished all the updating, then gone live. That's my fault. So National Novel Writing Month stands for National Novel Writing Month, and the challenge is in November that we write 50,000 words in a month. There's a whole website set up. There's a whole thing that comes to you write 1,106 words a day. Well, Lotus, it's not necessarily about the finishing of it. It's about the attempting to finish it, if that makes sense. To fail is to, in many ways, also succeed. What's your book about? Oh, that's fat. Ooh, I like that chili. Chili pepper? Have you ever seen the movie The Lobster? I feel like that has a similar idea to the story that you're working on. I think you might like that. It's a little strange, but it's a pretty good movie. So tell us about your book, Lotus. Oh, and if you're curious why you're seeing conversations from other people that you're not seeing in the chat, we're on a few different platforms. So, yeah, it's a really cool movie. It's a little strange. It'll take Colin Firth is in it. So is John C. Reilly. Two teenagers showed up dressed as stepbrothers on Halloween, so I assume people still like him. So, keeping watch on YouTube because YouTube has the lowest time at the moment. I don't know why. Twitch is working perfectly fine. The comments show up there almost immediately. Okay. Now, the big question you all may have is, what's my idea? Don't have a concrete idea at the moment yet. Kind of laying around. I have sort of 3 ideas, and successfully I've managed to hit the daily goal for all 3 of them. But I imagine that will not work out going forward. So we'll see. We'll see what I'm doing. Anyways, we'll start in a few minutes. But I really like your idea, Chili Pepper. So just to briefly pitch The Lobster, if people are curious about it. The Lobster is about, it takes place in a near future where if you do not have a romantic partner, you go through a process where you're changed into an animal. And the main character says that he picks a lobster just because he likes lobsters. And people are sent to special training camps if they break up, if the relationship breaks up, and the way they save themselves from being turned into animals is by hunting rebellious single people. It's a strange movie, but it's really good. I really like it. Yorgos. I don't know if that's exactly what you're doing, but it's. I don't think that's exactly what you're doing, but it's. I would say it's. Heck, if you manage. Okay. That sounds pretty fun, Lotus. It is a very weird movie. It's very cool, but it's very weird. That sounds pretty good, Lotus. Do you think you could get 50,000 words of it done in a month? Do you want to try? What do we say, everybody? Are we ready to do a first writing sprint? Let's be bold. Well, we're gonna do a writing sprint in a few minutes. I like to warm up these. I like to warm up these sessions with like a little chatting, a little, little relaxed chit chat between cool people, which all of you are right now. You're all very cool people. Before we get to the main show, which is putting stupid words on fictional paper. Anyways, It's pretty. The lobster is pretty dark. So if I don't know, maybe ask your parents first. It is the exact sort of movie I would have been into at your age. So that totally. Anyway, are we excited? Are we excited? You know, Chili. I currently have 3 ideas going through my head right now, and I guess my theory is at the moment I'm just going to work on all. I'm going to try and hit the daily goals for all 3 of them, and we'll see which one I burn out on first. We'll see which 2 I burn out on first, and that'll be my decision. I think that's a pretty good way to approach life. Just burn. Okay. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay, so are we... Oh, 1 second. Gotta set a few things up. There's a ton of... giving me the ability to be distracted, and for people not to see it is terrible, because I get very distracted reading random things. Okay. Okay. Hey. So chill. Lotus. Yeah. Oh, that sounds interesting. Okay, we're gonna go in. 10. Okay, how should we go? Let's say 20 minutes. Let's say 20 minutes. I would say We'll do a 20-minute timer. I think that's perfectly rational and reasonable, and even good for the soul. Five, 14, no. 21-minute timer.
21 minutes starting now.
Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get to the writing that we're gonna do, and we'll be real good. And I'm gonna be muted, but I'll still be listening. But I'm muted. Okay, I'll be in text, but muted. Okay, starting now. Can I ask you a question? There was very little in Dan Gore's world. No. There was very little in Dan Gore's world. Dan Gorgeous's world that didn't have the need of a question. No, I don't like that. Dan Gorgeous always asked you. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. This is bad. Food. She got her serving of food. Delicious, tasty food. It was just good enough and just tasty enough that it didn't feel bad going down, but it also didn't feel anything. No, man. It was a bland, somewhat flavorful paste that was just above, tasteless enough that it was hard to complain. It was good enough. Lenny had been eating it for over a year, every day, for her entire... every day. She sat down at her usual table next to her usual people. There was Dan Gorgeous. And that was it. It was mostly just Dan Gorgeous. Occasionally there was this lady named Mildred who would pop up every once in a while. But both her and Dan were pretty sure she had been fired out of a cannon because she liked to talk about how she would sleep in space cannons for fun and for the danger. And then one day they fired the space cannon and nobody ever heard from her again. There was a whole big investigation into the problem, but nobody ever seemed to figure out what to do about it. What the heck am I talking about? Can I ask you a question? Said Dan. No, said Lenny. Okay, but I'm gonna ask you anyways. Have you ever thought about death all the time? I was up late last night and I was watching this show. I forget its name. Now, before we say anything, are you sure this is just not a dream you had? It very well may have been a dream. I don't know what I don't know where I'm going with this, but please just let me decide. Anyway, it was about this boy, and he was racing across the old earth on a horse, and eventually the horse dies, and the boy just breaks down crying. And you know what I did? I also broke down crying because, damn it, that horse was great. I've never ridden a horse. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's called... Yeah, it's you were empathetic to the kid and animal, roughly. Huh. Strange. Very strange. Have you ever ridden a horse? No. Horses were obliterated eons ago. Oh, a tragedy. A tragedy. Why are you bringing this up? Because I have never, it has never occurred to me that humans, you know, I don't know, Dan. I don't know what this scene is. I don't know what I'm doing with this. Oh my god, is it on? Oh, I usually mute the... Hear it? You guys heard all my bad dialogue, my first drafts. I forgot to mute. Oh no. None of it. Okay, we're officially back, and it feels good. You guys got a little bit too knowledgeable about my process, that more than I would be happy to usually, and I am terrified. Note, all you heard was very much rough drafts. I would write this up. I would do this up later. I'm tempted to start and stop the stream again. Oh no. Oh, would you look at that? That's exactly what I did. It wasn't even a particularly good scene. I'm not that happy with it, but it's a scene I did. Okay, we're gonna... 16 months. Oh, boy. That's not great. Oh well. No, I mean, you're already there, I think. Didn't you pass it? 1 second. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm dumb. Math is hard, Chili. Math is hard. And I 1667. Okay, let's see. It's a little bit of a convoluted process to get all the words to where I want them to be, but it's... So to answer your question, Lotus, I don't know what I want that scene to be. It kind of just... I do have a loose outline that I wrote up, but I decided I need to spend just a little bit more time in the main character's normal everyday life before we go on the big adventure, but... Oh, okay, Chili. Bye. Have a good night. Good seeing you. Okay, 345. Okay, and the other one is probably. I mostly do this stuff through like dictation bots and stuff, just because I'm bad at spelling and grammar, and it's easier to just get my ideas out that way and then edit it later. A 1,000 great books. Hello, hello, hello. We are working on, well, I'm a little, the problem I'm having right now is that I'm a little bit in the weeds with exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm trying to figure it out. I'm kind of working on a few ideas. What about you? I didn't really prep as much as I would have liked. $4.84. Okay. Now, to be fair, the reason I didn't prep as much as I would have liked for NaNoWriMo is because I got sick and during when I was supposed to prep. So, words. They're hard, right? They're very, very hard. Who? Oh, you ever wonder why you do this to yourself? What's yours about? What idea are you working on? Crime! A legal crime in my stream? Oh, I would never support that. No, that's good. Half the people I know are doing that. Yeah. Rebel against Nano. Be the YA protagonist of your own in a dystopian novel about how mean the Nano people are. I don't know. Me personally, I'm kind of just messing around with a couple ideas, and I'm just trying to keep all of them up, and we'll see which one I do. What's your story about? Yeah. Have you ever finished a book? I've never finished a book. Oh, that's cool. Oh man, you're doing like a drama. A real deal actual drama. That's a character piece. That's that. No! How dare they? Ack indeed, Callie. Ack indeed. Here's what you do, Thousand Great Books. You challenge them to a fight. And then you challenge that author to fight for the right to the title. But then you take a roll of quarters and you put it in your hand, and it'll be like punching concrete. Then nobody will take your title from you. Oh, that sucks. I hate when that stuff happens. But you'll find something just as good, I'm certain. And how's it going, Callie? Ugh. But I believe in you, A Thousand Great Books. I believe that you can find even a better title out there. Oh, I have pretensions of being. I kind of think of myself as a humor writer, although I'm not funny. Well, I'll let other people decide if that. I don't know. I'm boring. I like genre stuff. I want to be funny and be genre. you know, all the cool stuff. And then all my characters, all they do is mope all the time. And I'm like, come on, you gotta do something. I was also a screenwriter at one point. Yeah. Well, I always feel, and this is my opinion, just in general. Comedy is important in any humor. Not humor. Let's say humor is important in any story, just because it's like people aren't miserable all the time, and they try and be nice at times. You know. At least is my opinion. Oh, Callie, how does your mom feel about being elected prime minister? You know, just think about like fun moments you've had with friends and family, and just try and nail that tone. You know. Remember, characters can't be misery guts all the time. Uh, I think at least. Also, absurdity is good. Uh, I'm just saying words. Comedy or humor, I feel, comes from well-defined characters interacting with each other, like contrasting with each other, and just think of characters that contrast well with each other, and you'll probably eventually get a few funny scenes out of that. I mean, sure, if you feel that's what you need, but remember that is one of the strengths of like literature itself is that, um, that you can focus much more on the internal, the internal monologue and uh, what's going on in there. Don't ignore that as a strength. We are all gonna die. We're all gonna die, and it will be terrible. And I assume it will be nano related. Listen, if we all if we all make it out alive, out of this nano, I say we're real cool. I am too, my bud. I am too. I am a horribly slow writer. I also procrastinate, lose interest in ideas, and then go back to them all the time. So, you know, that's my whole deal. So what type of stuff do you read normally? 1,000. Oh, we got 2,000s. We got Callie, who is there. It's funny. I don't. What type of what? Yeah, I don't know. One idea I had is just kind of an idea I had for a webcomic that I don't know. Maybe I'll end up adapting it into a webcomic. It's got some stuff for webcomics that I could do. The problem is, in my opinion at least, that writing is very, very hard and nobody talks about how hard it is. Sometimes I feel like all I should be doing is writing short stories, or something. Do you know the comic book writer Alan Moore? He says that you should always, like, if you want to learn how to do something, do it in a short story form, because he said that's how he really started. And I was like, yeah. Yeah. Oh God. Like when you read that, yeah, when you read those guys, it's like, what is even the point? What am I doing? I feel like we should read shittier writers. That's my general feeling. Like, we should just. I occasionally have a theory that it's actually better to at times read like bad writing and go like, oh, that's what you're not supposed to do. Sometimes there's as good a lesson in reading like bad writers and figuring out what goes wrong than reading good writers to see what. Because sometimes with those guys, it's just so effortless. I don't know. It's a but also, there is something to be said about reading a bad, looking at a bad piece of art and going like asking yourself, okay, why is this bad? Why is this wrong? And then you realize, oh, right, that's what makes things, and then you kind of figure out actually kind of what makes things good from doing that, Because if you can look at that and go like, okay, I see what this is wrong and I know why it's wrong, then you're like, yeah. Yeah. True. Yeah. But I can tell you, working in the film industry on a couple of very bad movies, I know exactly what not to do now. I learned very quickly, like, the best writing place I ever learned how to write was on the set of a very bad movie where I learned a lot of things really quickly. So, not to talk out of school. So I worked on this I worked on this movie, and it's like, if that guy ever releases it, and I don't know if he will. I think he was spending way too much money for something he should not have been spending that much money on. God, I look so. I should. If I wanted that bright, I need to start wearing like diffuser makeup or something. I don't want to do that. So, um, um, so I was working on this movie, and the plot was totally incomprehensible. The script wasn't written in English, but the performances had to be in English, and a thing I realized is like a lot of bad writing gets really obsessed with like very minor details that don't matter. Like we had this whole like long scene about them talking about a pinball machine, and it was just describing a pinball machine. The characters were just talking back. Yeah. Talking back and forth about exactly what this pinball machine is. And see, the thing, this is a movie, and we could see the pinball machine, and they were just talking about a pinball machine for like 10 minutes. And there were several scenes like that where the characters would just go around describing scenery that we could see and talking about that for a while. And I realized like a sign of a bad scene, a bad scene usually is, if you really think about it, like a particularly bad scene is like describing things that the person already knows and just getting very obsessed with like objects, and stuff. And this may more sense for movies and books, because you do have to describe stuff and scenes in books, but like don't get bogged down on real basic details that realistically nobody would care about. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, it varies. See, the thing is, that's kind of a source of trust. What readers will follow you on. Like, I kind of think it's like if you like the author and respect the author's stuff, I think you're much more willing to follow them into like more daring stuff. Like, speaking of James Joyce did not start out writing stuff like Finnegan's Wake or Ulysses. He started writing like kind of social realist novels about like his life and the life of people he knew in Dublin. And then and after he built up acclaim doing that sort of thing, then he started to build up. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's kind of what I mean. Yeah, but like, yeah, your character should never spend a whole lot of time like discussing the scenery, I think, is the lesson I really learned from all that. It's like never have them like overtly discuss a thing that the audience would be familiar with, unless it's like a unique thing, but don't even then. Like, I've given this advice to like people before. It's like that, like they want to have time. Oh, I don't want to point out anybody specific. But they'll have like scenes where like characters will like they'll realistically it would make sense for the characters to do what they do, like, but you don't need it. Like, there's like, the classic example is that movies used to indulge in this thing. You'll see this in older movies occasionally, where they'll have an establishing shot of the building. They'll have the person drive up. They'll have the person walk, like they're going to an office. So they'll have the character will drive to the building. They'll have the character walk through the office and open the door, and you'll see the name of the office. So just to establish everything. Yeah. You don't need the ordinary blue sky. And if you're starting with like a blue sky, no, be descriptive. Like, a blue sky ain't just a blue sky. A blue sky is you know, the sky should reflect what the character is feeling, you know, at that exact moment. You know, there. What's the book? Necromancer has a really great opening that the sky was the color. The sky was the color of TV fuzz, I think, is that, or the sky was the color of, oh, the sky was the color of TV static. That is a great evocative opening to a book that captures the mood perfectly. Yeah, that captures the mood perfectly, and I think that's such. I think that's such a like a good way to like you know like detail. So like when you're describing. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. When you're just. Yeah. When you're describing stuff. Uh, you know, descriptions aren't just descriptions. They're also supposed to reflect how the character is feeling in the moment. You know, the way you describe something in a scene is, in reality, should be reflected in like the mood and the tone you're trying to set up. A blue sky, it was a pretty blue sky, is nothing. You know, this something like the blue sky was blank and you know, something like I don't know. I'm about to go like try and like prove myself a good writer at this moment, and then I'm like, I'm gonna fail at that. The sky stood calm or something like that is you know, is a strong thing, is at least a stronger thing because it implies a character detail. I don't know. Writing is, ultimately all this stuff. The characters are what's important, I think, at least. I mean, there's also like you can also go too bad in that. Like, there's the classic. There's the classic bad opening that everybody makes fun of and should be made fun of. The sky. It was the dark. It was a dark and stormy night, which is not a. Probably wouldn't be a opening. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Uh. So. I'm gonna be. Guys, I'm starving. I hate to admit this. I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten anything today, and I have just been informed that food is ready and available for me. Yes, thank you. I appreciated talking to you guys. If you're not, I'm going to stop the stream for a while. I want to come back. I came on a little distracted, and you know, so I'm going to take a step away from stream. I'm going to stop the stream and come back in a little bit. I would appreciate a follow if in the various platforms if you're not already doing that. Uh, and thank you guys for stopping by. Okay. Have a good day, everybody. Yes. Am I still on YouTube?